I have one in the community and voluntary space.
Mhm.
I think those areas are really important in the Indian community. There's a lot more volunteerism in it. People understanding how important community groups are and local communities supporting each other are. So I'll have some exciting policies in that area, but I can't tell you about
No,
them
of course,
until
of
I've
course.
told my party.
But yeah, I'm just interrupting because I want to see. You talked about education, you talked about health, you talked about security. I think one area which every Indian community person want to know, the immigration laws, especially for the
Yes.
students, they have to wait for the longer. So,
Yes.
do you think that there's something can be done which can make their life easier?
Yes, I think there are. It's always difficult because there are so many people wanting to come, but they're not well-tuned systems.
Right.
And obviously, Erica Stanford promised a lot to the Indian community, which hasn't yet been delivered. So in terms of parent visas, etc., I think those are really important areas for us to have good policies on.
Right.
You'll have to wait till we announce our policies on these things. But I think that we have listened to the strain on many of the migrant communities in this area. Can I say something about the migrant issue?
Please go ahead.
One thing I've noticed when I go to a lot of the events and we have the Prime Minister get up, and he always says the same thing. He always says to migrant communities, these migrant communities are valuable to us because people work so hard in them. They'll
Two
often
jobs,
work
three
two
jobs.
jobs, 3 jobs, and I'm just sick of it. I don't think people should come to New Zealand to work at really low wages, and we should think that that's the best thing. That's just exploitation. And so I hope that we have an offering to migrants which is better than that. It's a high wage economy. Look what India's done. It's actually got a whole lot of growth in the IT sector. Why aren't we doing that?
Great.
We need
great.
to do that.
Exactly.
So there's a lot we need to learn that is not about minimum wage work. And that should not be the value that we put in migrant communities because it's just not true.
Right. So you are in opinion of, that the wages should go high?
Yes.
For sure, right? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We need a high wage economy. And just to go back to my restraint of trade bill, that's partly what it's about.
Right.
It's about boosting up wages, not saying it's okay to have a whole lot of people locked into low paid work. People should be able to progress their careers, and we should have much more innovative businesses than we do. Lots of partnerships. We have good education standards in New Zealand. We could build businesses that were high wage.
So it's again for you, to decide which side you want to go. You want to give it one more opportunity, or you are happy where you are. It's up to you. Again, I'm being neutral and I'm just trying to pass the message. Thank you so much, for that part. That was really interesting, and I think that is something which everybody would love to hear. Yeah. So moving on, we'll try to move towards the conclusion. Now, I wanted to stick to local. In Mount Albert, there has been a debate about restoring native, vegetation and the Awaikara. You can pronounce it better. How do you plan to address these local environment concerns?
Yes, it's an interesting question. I haven't been asked for a while because do you know what's happened on Mount Albert?
You just go ahead.
Basically, there was this big debate about what kinds of trees would be there and chopping down some of the trees. Then we had the slips.
Yeah.
And everybody realized that we better leave the trees alone. Yeah.
Exactly.
And we can grow under them and we can develop trees that are native trees.
Yeah.
But I think that it's always important that we have a balance in those things and that we treasure what we have. Yeah. So there's a little group in the middle of Carrington in the big development that at the moment is in litigation because it wants to keep its community garden.
Right.
And I've been supporting them because that community garden, it's such an asset. And while the developers might not think so, they need to realize this is going to be a community space. It's going to have housing. That garden will turn out to be something, if it survives, that everyone treasures.
Right. And I don't know much about this topic, I'll be very honest. But I can tell you one thing, that you preserve what you already have first. you don't talk about no, we will just clean everything, then we'll start from the beginning. That is not how things works. But yeah, again, this is something how things are going, and this is how we have to handle it. But yeah, I wanted to ask this question from the people, and I
Yes.
did ask. Thank you so
Yes.
much for your opinion. Now, finally, if there is one key message which you want to pass on, so go ahead, the audience is listening. What do you want to say to them?
Right. Well, first of all, thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure having this discussion.
Pleasure is ours.
And I guess I want to say to people who are listening that as a local in Mount Albert, I utterly value the humanity of this place. We are so lucky. We have a place which is really diverse. People from every income live here. I want to keep it inclusive. I want to make sure it's a really strong community with good values where you don't have to earn a fortune to live here. And we all actually hang out together. And I want to make sure that this is a great place to live. And I'll work as hard as I can to protect that, to protect those values and build this community like that.
Wow, that's a nice message. Thank you so much. And I always end any conversation by asking, I'm going to ask, take a name of the cities of New Zealand.
Yes.
And what comes in your mind, the first thing you have to just use that word. Okay, let's do that. You ready?
Okay.
So I am starting with the easier one, Rotorua.
Oh, those hot pools. Best hot pools.
Queenstown.
Ah, magnificent landscape.
Milford.
Absolutely stunning, magical.
Auckland.
Very diverse and inclusive and bubbly and multicultural.
And the last one, Wellington.
It's a bit boring. I have to go to Wellington every week, and mainly I'm just in the Parliament buildings, and it is a beautiful city. It's an absolutely beautiful city, but it's nothing in comparison to Auckland, and we have the weather.
Thank you so much, Helen.
Right.
It was having a great conversation, and thank you so much, viewers, for listening to it. Thank you so much. See ya.
Thank you.